Shall we start, sir?
Good evening. We can start.
Good evening, sir. Yeah. Good evening, dear all. It's my pleasure to invite you all for the virtual inauguration of the Research Club Vicharana, an initiative of Department of Commerce, SSMRV College, along with a two-day national level online workshop on 20th, that's today, and 21st November for faculty members, research scholars, and students. Vicharana, a unique academic club of our college, aims at helping faculty members, research scholars, students of our college, and also other colleges in learning more about research-related challenges. Today, we are fortunate to have a great personality with us, Dr. D. Ilangovan, Professor of Commerce, Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, as resource person who will be addressing you all in this two-day online national level workshop. Day one, that's today, Sir will be speaking about introduction to research and careers in research. Day two, that's tomorrow, Sir will be speaking on the topic basics of writing a research article. I also acknowledge the presence of our respected principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar sir, our HOD Commerce, Dr. M.S. Nagraj sir, also Coordinator IQAC, Dr. Shobha, Coordinator Research Club, all the organizing committee members. With this brief introduction about the program for today and tomorrow, I request Mrs. Rupalata, Assistant Professor Commerce, to welcome the virtual gathering. Thank you all. Hope you all will have a great time and make best use of this two-day workshop. Rupalata ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Shalini ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I'm M. Rupalata, Coordinator for Final Year BCom. It's my pleasure to welcome you all for inauguration of Research Club Vicharana and for the first day of two-day national level online workshop on research organized by Department of Commerce and IQAC initiative. I take this opportunity to welcome the resource person, Dr. D. Ilangovan, sir, Professor of Commerce, formerly Head Department of Commerce, Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu, who has rich experience in research and guided many PhD, MPhil, and PG students. On behalf of RV family and all the participants, I welcome you, sir. I would like to welcome our respected principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar, sir, who encourages and inspires us in all aspects. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir. I would also like to welcome our HOD, Dr. M.S. Nagraj, sir, Department of Commerce and Coordinator IQAC, who supports us in all the activities. Welcome you, sir. I welcome organizing committee members, faculty members, and research scholars of various colleges who have joined us for today's workshop. Finally, I welcome you all for informative and knowledge-enhancing program. Thank you. Now I request Dr. Shobha ma'am, Coordinator Research Club, to give introduction to the Research Club. Over to you, Shobha ma'am.
Thank you, Rupalata ma'am. Good evening, everyone. Research allows us to pursue our interest, to learn something new, to sharpen our problem-solving skill, and to challenge ourselves in new ways. Research helps an individual to develop critical thinking expertise as well as effective analytical and communication skills that are incredibly beneficial. We, from Department of Commerce, have taken a new academic initiative to bring in a research culture and to sensitize the staff and students about the research. The ingenuity of this initiative is Research Club Vicharana. Coming to the objectives of the Research Club are: 1. To encourage a culture of creativity through research activities among the students and faculties. Second, to encourage faculties and students to participate in workshops, conferences, and also to present papers. Third, to showcase the list of faculties and students' publications. Fourth, to conduct workshops and guest lectures connected with the research. Fifth, to encourage the students interact with the subject experts and the experts of the industry. Sixth, to make students undertake live projects. Seven, to conduct interclass competitions and events such as case study presentations and research quiz. Scope of Research Club is to inculcate the research-based activities among the students and faculties. This platform is going to provide an opportunity to explore unlimited thoughts and ideas on current issues in commerce and management. Activities planned for the students are initiating to encourage the students to become the club members, inviting the experts to speak on how to write research article for journals and conferences, encouraging the students to prepare and present the papers in national and international conferences. And the activities planned for the faculty members are inviting the experts to speak on how to write a research article for international journals and Scopus Index journals. Inviting the experts to speak on writing a successful research proposals to different funding agencies. With regarding to the faculty advisory in charge are myself, Dr. Shalini Madam, Professor Rupalata Madam, Professor Vijayalakshmi R, Professor Bharati NS, Dr. Padmaram Madam. With this, I am concluding. Now I request Ms. Bharati NS, Assistant Professor of Department of Commerce, to introduce our beloved principal. Over to you, Bharati.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Shubha, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I am Bharati NS, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. Leadership is not about a title or a designation. It is about impact, influence, and inspiration. Such one of the personality is our principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar. It is my glory to introduce our beloved principal, Dr. S. Anil Kumar. He has been a popular teacher among faculty and students. He has an academic experience of 35 years in the field of commerce and management, both at the UG and PG level. He has more than 20 years of research experience. He is a recognized guide for many universities for MPhil and PhD programs. He has produced 5 PhDs and 31 MPhils from various universities. He has been doing various UGC sponsored projects. He has published articles in leading national and international conferences. To mention a few, Griffith University in Australia, Harvard University in Boston, USA, and so on. He has authored 17 books in the area of financial accounting, corporate accounting, service marketing, entrepreneurship development, production and operation management, and GST. He has been elected Academic Council member of Bangalore University and adjudicator and member of Research Committee, Christ University. Member of Tourism Committee of FKCCI, Bangalore, advisory member of BBMP, Roshni. He has been chairman of Board of Studies and Board of Examination of Bangalore University and other universities. The reflection of his hard work and commitment has transformed into various awards, such as he has been awarded in recognition of dedicated service as a teacher conferred by His Excellency Dr. Hansraj Bharadwaj, the then Governor of Karnataka, organized by Rotary, Bangalore South, and Karnataka Civil Defense Corps. He has been awarded for achieving excellence in education from RSST. He has received Dr. Abdul Kalam Gold Medal Award from Global Economic Progress. He has received Global Economic Progress in Research Association, New Delhi from Individual Achievement and Distinguished Service in education and research. He has been an NCC under officer and has won the Best Cadet Award. He has also been awarded a DLIT by the University of Panama, US. The list is endless, but with due respect to time, let me contain my few words about Dr. S. Anil Kumar. Now I request our principal, sir, to address the virtual gathering. Over to you, sir.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening.
So nice to see you, sir.
Yeah, really.
On behalf of the SSMRV College and RV Institutions Management, and on my personal behalf, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome to this workshop organized
Thank you.
by IQAC, sir. And I'm very glad that you are part of this particular workshop. And the eminent person like you and a senior person in the field of commerce is part of our initiative, SSMRV College initiative. I think the participants are really lucky to have you in this particular workshop. Sir, I think it is inevitable on this situation. Online workshop is happening. Otherwise, you would have met personally.
Yeah.
And there was more interaction and when would have been happened actually. But maybe some other time we'll definitely be in touch and we'll take it forward, especially in the field of research. We need a lot of guidance from you. The research is concerned, sir. Sir, today, RV is one of the leading, for your information, one of the very reputed and very respected institution in Bangalore. That it runs around 20 institutions, including professional institutions like engineering, architecture, dental, physiotherapy, etc. We have from colleges, degree colleges, PU colleges, then high schools, everything. Almost 20 institutions are run by RV educational institutions, and most respected institution. It is actually founded by a freedom fighter, sir. So we are very happy to be part of this great institution run by the management, RV management. And as far as the RV is concerned, for your information, I am very happy to share this with you that RV is one of the top four colleges in India as per the India Today ranking since 1980. And that too, it is SSMRV is known for best value for money. That whatever we deliver, we give for students is really worth for the students. So, and also we have been accredited by NAC with A grade, sir. And of course, our students are doing extremely good, and they are getting ranks and all this, ranks and gold medals, etc. And all this is possible because we have a very unique model for education we have developed, which is called as 360-degree education for wholeness, which is the new model which we have developed in our institution in the year 2014-15. And in this model, we have been using about 6 dimensions of to make the students holistically developed. In that, we give importance for academics, that is knowledge, extracurricular activities, career development, ethics and governance, and also the psychological well-being. These are the 6 dimensions we have in this very unique model which we have been developed and have been using this for the past 5 years. And all the whatever we have rankings we have today is the outcome of this model which we have developed in our institute. So I'm very really happy that you have associated with RV institution in today. And in SSMRV, we have various clubs for that is extracurricular activity. About 30 activity centers or clubs we have for extracurricular activities. Similarly, for academics, for gaining knowledge, because I always say SSMRV is the knowledge destination, and we have been doing a lot of academic initiatives like faculty study circle. We invite people from all the affiliated colleges of Bangalore University on monthly basis to share the knowledge, especially in the field of commerce and management. We invite the experts in that field. For example, when the Companies Act was changed, then a lot of series of lectures were organized. And also on GST, when GST was introduced, series of lectures were organized for the benefit of the faculty. In the same manner, we have academic clubs in our institution. So in each department, we have academic clubs like marketing club, finance club, accounting club. Similarly, research club is one of the clubs which we have started in our institution. So to enhance, to help the faculty to enhance their knowledge actually through experts like you. So this is the first first program. That's the reason we are doing inauguration of this research club from the Department of Commerce, and also followed by the 2-day workshop and tomorrow. So I would like to again appreciate the initiatives of the Commerce Department, IQAC, and the entire team of Research Club, the coordinator, Dr. Shobha, Vijayalakshmi and Bharati, Dr. M.S. Nagaraj, coordinator of IQAC, Mr. Gokul, and all the other members of the Research Club. So it is the concern that we need to inculcate the same research culture among students. That's the reason today we are also involved students in this research, because research culture should go to the students, not just to the faculty here. That's the reason lot of students are involved or are the participants today as to gain knowledge about the process of research today. So that's the reason day one. So I think we have asked for introduction of research to let the students also know about the research, basics of research, and the careers of research on the first day. And the second day about the basics of research article writing. So research article writing, of course, you know, sir, is an art. And of course, today it is a necessity for all the faculty to publish articles. That's the reason I think we need your guidance for all this faculty and also for students to know how to write a research article. So I once again take this opportunity to welcome you, sir, for this particular workshop. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Very kind of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. Power is gained by sharing knowledge, not hoarding it. Good evening, respected audience. Today amongst us, we have treasure of knowledge who is none other than our resource person, Dr. D. Ilangovan, sir. I, Vijayalakshmi R., Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, take this opportunity to introduce him to the virtual gathering. Dr. D. Ilangovan, sir, is a senior-most professor and former head of the Department of Commerce, Annamalai University. He has a rich experience of 33 years in this noblest profession of teaching, extension, and research service in Annamalai University. So far, he produced 11 PhDs and 32 MPhils. He served Government of Tamil Nadu for latest syllabus revision in commerce during the year 2018-19. He authored 12 books in various commerce subjects and written 72 research articles, of which 13 in international journals. He served for more than 30 years in many academic bodies of all the universities in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh for Board of Selection, Academic Council, Board of Study, PG and Research Evaluation Boards, conferences, seminars, and workshop committees. In addition to teaching on part-time basis, he served in NSS for 18 years, Red Ribbon Club, Commonwealth Youth Program, mentor and placement officer of arts faculty are also his services. Dr. Ilangovan sir visited Malaysia, Singapore, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah on deputation from Annamalai University, mainly for academic work. Dr. Ilangovan sir is socially conscious and supported many poor students for their studies. And so far, 32 students have been brought up by him. During Corona lockdown, other state students were helped by him with groceries, rice, and financial support. Sir planted more than 1 lakh trees so far through NSS for the environmental protection and ecological balance. Behind his straightforwardness and honesty, there is an inspiring soul who is former HOD of Commerce and Dean Dr. M.O. Matho. Sir, it's our great honor to have you as our resource person in this virtual platform. Once again, on behalf of RVN's family and on my personal behalf, welcome you, sir. Now I request our resource person to take over the session. Over to you, sir. Sir, kindly unmute, sir. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, one and all. It is my pleasure to join the RV family of Bengaluru today, this evening. And I believe I am the junior most member of the RV family, perhaps a newborn today. But still, I am very happy to be part of the family for the warmth and very kind welcome address given by Rupalata, followed by my good friend and the distinguished principal of SSMRV College, Dr. Shri Anil Kumar Garu.
Thank you, sir.
My special respects to the head of the department and my good friend, Dr. S.M. Nagaraj, who has been in touch with me since 12th November for making this program a real success. My salutations to the head of the department, who is also holding the position of coordinator of IQAC. I am
Thank you very much, sir.
I am very thankful to Madam Shobana, the coordinator of the research club, which is an eye-opener for not only the students, but also the teaching fraternity in SSMRV College and elsewhere. Only when teachers enter research, they can excel in their duties. And researching is a daily process. It's a daily duty on the part of a teacher. Dr. Radhakrishnan, the former President of India, who is a role model teacher, used to tell us a teacher is a lifelong student or a lifelong learner. I still remember the respects given by the Mysuru University to him when he was invited to be the chief guest of a convocation some 30 to 40 years ago. From the railway station, he was taken in a chariot which was drawn by the students of Mysuru University. And I know the culture, sincerity, and hardworking nature of students of Karnataka state, for whom I have written several books published by a Mangalore-based publisher who hails from my district in Tamil Nadu. I thank Madam Vijayalakshmi for contacting me to accept the offer of this 2-day program of Vicharana. Vicharana means investigation. And this investigation gathering would definitely yield results over a period of time. I joined my research program in the year 1984 under the able guidance of Professor M.O. Matthew, who was the first PhD in India, awarded in the year 1957 in the field of commerce by Voltaire University. Today it is called Andhra University in Visakhapatnam. The place Voltaire is now named after Visakhapatnam. And his professor was R.V. Ramanathan. And I had a very good association with Dr. Muniramappa of Mysore University, Dr. O.R. Krishnasamy of Bengaluru University. In fact, Professor O.R. Krishnasamy was my examiner for my PhD Vivos examination in April 1988. On the day after awarding me PhD, Dr. O.R. Krishnasamy told, Mr. Ilangovan, today is the 0 day. You are going to start learning only from today. That was his blessings. And I still remember a person from Jayanagar, Bengaluru, who has written many books on cooperation and cooperative management, was a person of character, person of letter, and his stature I am still trying to achieve. For such wonderful personalities who guided the higher education in the state of Karnataka, I have seen a sea change in the further more developments taking place in the state with the support of the government of Karnataka. Especially coming to the RV group and more specifically about SSM College, I am still very happy and overwhelmed by the initiatives taken by the illustrious principal of the college and very dynamic head of the department, starting over very many clubs and involving the students in the activities of such clubs. And commerce is a game which only a few can play. Emerson told. Emerson, a very well-known theorist, has termed commerce is a game which only a few can play. Which of those few? Those fews, I think, are in SSMRV college. I am really happy to address the students of SSMRV college on a virtual meeting like this. And with a lot of smile on my face, I bless them because you will enjoy the field of commerce only when you involve yourself in the club activities and contribute a little, like the squirrel contributed for Setu bridge constructed by Sri Rama long ago. As a student, you are born to learn commerce. That is blessings for you. But more interesting part of commerce, which you can learn only through doing research.
Yes.
I am getting into the lecture part of it, before which I would like to thank Madam Shalini, who delivered the welcome address, Madam Rupalata, welcome address, Madam Shalini Campera, and Madam Bharati NS and Mr. Dr. Gokul for their association and contribution for the success of this lecture program.
Thank you, sir.
I do not know what I have to tell the students when it comes to the question of research. I know faculty members are listening to me, and also I know the administrators right from the top, they are listening to me. And more specifically speaking, they are all well versed in research. They know the ins and outs of research. But my dear students, this is not a banking subject, and this is not an HRM subject. And also, this is not a marketing subject or a management subject where I can teach some principles, where I can show you some models and go away. Research is our life. Every day you wake up with many questions. What you are going to do today? How are you going to do? And what else you have left behind yesterday? And what is your future course of action for the forenoon, for the afternoon, for the evening, for the what is your lunch, what is your dinner, what is your breakfast? All these questions come before you every day, and you have to answer one by one. If you answer all the questions, naturally, at the end of the day, you will have some satisfaction and you will go to sleep. If you are not able to answer even a single question, you won't get sleep. Such is the texture of a research subject, which is called research methodology, about which I am going to give you some introductory aspects, followed by, in the second side, the other side of the coin today, is the employment opportunities, the career opportunities you have based on the research abilities you have. I am really happy for entwining both the research principles to be discussed as well as the employability aspects of research. What for you are doing research? And at this juncture, I should tell you, in 1986, when the education policy was launched by the then Prime Minister of India, Sri Rajiv Gandhi, he said the major initiative was delinking of degrees from job. And my professor called me in 1986. I was about to go to data collection for about 6 months. He said, Mr. Ilangovan, the government said the degrees are going to be delinked from jobs. So don't think that you will get a teaching post after your PhD here. You have to look after yourself with your PhD somewhere else. And it is a government initiative, he said. I was shocked because anybody who is joining a PhD program will have a love and affection for teaching. I was a BCom student for 3 years in the same Annamalai University. Later, I joined as an MCOM student in the same Annamalai University for the credentials of gaining a gold medal and a university rank. I was given admission to join PhD in the same department, thinking that I will contribute to teaching. But jocularly, when my mentor, Professor M.O. Matthew, told that you are not going to be employed in teaching, which student will be happy to hear that from his own well-wisher, friend, philosopher, and guide, like Professor Dr. M.O.M. Then I said, sir, whatever you say will become true. I think I'm going to make a bigger personality than a teacher, but still, in my humble way, I told, but I want to end up my life as if you are here, sir, in your seat. I wanted to find myself someday, some year, somewhere later, the next century at least. It happened in 1986. Then I sat for 3 years as the head of the department on the same chairs where my professor, my guru, Dr. M.O. Matthew sat. Why I am telling this is employability part of it. Mostly people think MPhil or PhD or even MLit is meant for making a good teacher in you like me. But there are very many other opportunities which I am going to highlight, provided you are interested to listen to me that long. Anyway, I shall start telling you what is research at all, what is meant by research at all, how it is going to be useful in our day-to-day life, and how it is essential for business organizations or any other organization for that matter. A research is important within a family also. Between the husband and wife, some kind of research is needed to understand the feelings of each other. Between friends, a kind of research is required to have a good association based on very strong foundations of mutual trust. Similarly, research is very essential in academic field. After all, research means search for knowledge. Research, there are two syllables you can make. So research can be made into 2 syllables. Research, that means searching again. Searching again. A careful investigation or inquiry, especially through search for new facts in any branch of knowledge, is the dictionary meaning of research. Actually, how many fingers you have? If I ask you, you will simply say, I have 5 fingers. Naturally, my question was overall, or how many fingers you have? You think that I asked about one hand only. So you answer 5. When I say wrong, you will say I have 10 fingers. Taking both the hands before your face, you may tell there are 10 fingers. But really, you never looked at your both the legs, which end up with 5 plus 5, 10 fingers. So naturally, you have 20 fingers that comes to your mind only when you search for the existing facts in you. There are 2 terminologies used in research. One is discovery. The other one is invention. Because research is done either for discovery or for invention. Discovery stands for bringing back the existing knowledge, and an invention means introducing a new knowledge in the respective field of study. In the medical field, until last year, November 2019, there was no concept called COVID-19. Nobody knew about a new usage called Corona, which has become a very day-to-day vocabulary of many of us today. And almost all medical institutes in the world are only doing research about this particular concept of COVID-19, because we want to overcome and overpower Corona through scientific means. And today, some medicine has been introduced through some agencies, which has got about a 94.5% success rate to improve your immunity, particularly in people with the age group of 65 and above, which is a very great boon for the entire world. And the research can satisfy the entire world. This one simple example is enough for you to understand the importance of research. The research always is based on some kind of assumptions called hypothesis, because research comprises of defining and redefining the problems. As I told you, every day we start with some questions, and every business house today is having a lot of problems. The major problem I will tell you, how to retain the customers, how to make the customers loyal to the organization. And you are going to a coffee shop to take a coffee, and the coffee man, the shop wala, the shop owner may like you to come to the same shop next day also, for which he will come and make an inquiry and give you a good seat and switch on the fan, give you a tumbler of water, and very politely ask you whether I can give you a strong coffee or a medium coffee or a light coffee. And you will, as a king, will order him, I want a strong coffee. That will satisfy you. If he is really going to satisfy your tongue, if you are satisfied with the coffee served, you are going tomorrow also to the same shop. Even if 1 degree of compromise was made in the coffee, you are not going tomorrow for the same shop. And here, what is the place of research? The shop owner coming to you, inquiring you, and asking you how and where, what, when, and what is the quality of the product you wanted, service you wanted, which he is researching about, even to sell a single cup of coffee. This is what research in simple terms I would like to tell you. Actually, an original contribution to the existing stock of knowledge, making for its advancement, is the pursuit of truth with the help of research study, observation, comparison, and experiments is called research. With research on your mind, you are going to create a new knowledge, because you are searching for the existing knowledge and you want to take people from one stage to the other stage. We have seen lakhs of people dying of Corona, dying of COVID-19. Now, what we want to save the people, for which we want a new medicine. So, research by the concept, we are trying to bring out whatever options available in the world through human mind, through some methods and means, with the support of some facts and figures, going to bring about a new theory, a new way of life, a new approach, and a new path, a roadmap you are going to create that will make the entire society to change its. For example, I will quote in social research the approach of Mahatma Gandhi. If you want to fight for freedom, actually you have to take the rifles and pistols. But he said something called Satyagraha, and in which he said sacrifice. And Satyagraha and sacrifice will get you independence, he said. It was a new theory. Nobody knew about it throughout the world. But later on, for the liberation of mankind by Martin Luther King in United States of America and Nelson Mandela in South Africa, this theory has worked and proved very successful. That is why Mahatma Gandhi is considered man of the century of the 20th century by United Nations, and celebrating his birthday as an international day of non-violence, because non-violence method of getting independence was taught by an Indian to the rest of the world, which has proved to be successful in 2 other continents. Even today, we feel the benefit of it, and whatever small resistance you want to show, you follow the Gandhian path of going and sitting under a shamiana, not taking any food. We call it as a hunger strike, and in several languages, it is called the same thing. The hunger strike principle was taught by Mahatma Gandhi in political system, and that is why he is considered as a saint among politicians. So, my dear students, research should be helpful for every one of us in whatever way of life we do and whatever activity we do. We can be more and more successful and definitely able to achieve the ultimate goal through our perfect researching. Actually, the significance of research in social sciences can be understood from the following points. Actually, research provides for government policy making. Every PhD work is going to complete only with the policy suggestions for the government to think of the existing procedural formalities and the future course of action as suggested by the researcher for betterment or improvement. And nextly, research provides for solutions to planning and operational problems in business and industry. There is a subject called operations research and quantitative techniques, in which there is something called queuing theory, and there is something called critical path method, CPM. And all these new theories are developed only to facilitate the business activities to go on the right direction for fetching the ultimate goal achieved by the organization concerned. And research is a must to find out social relationships and to put an end to social problems. Untouchability is a social problem that has been addressed and solved only by doing a lot of research. And the social relationship, what is the relationship of a teacher and a student? Why SSRM college, SSMRV college has introduced so many clubs? They wanted to make the relationship between the teachers and students more towards the practical ends. You, as a student, when you come into the college, you should not be a bookworm. You should become a knowledgeable person, a think tank, which will be useful for the entire world. When I saw first your assembly building, I was taken aback. In Bengaluru city, the most towering building is the assembly building. And when I inquired about, it was designed by one Sri Vishweshwaraya, who was a chief engineer for the entire nation. And Vishweshwaraya's history taught me so many things when he used to travel in train, he used to have two letters, one bought by himself and one was supplied by the government. He used to have two pens. One is his own pen and the other one is supplied by the government. He used to have two ink bottles, one bought by him and one supplied by the government. During the travel by train from Delhi to Bengaluru or Mysuru, he used to write letters himself. If it is a government letter, he will use the government pen, government ink, government paper or government letter. If he wants to write about his own family matters to his relatives, he will use his belongings. That was the approach of a leader who has shown the path for all the youth of the state of Karnataka. I am proud to be an Indian and I am very happy to be associated with a very illustrious college working in Bengaluru, a very famous state of Karnataka. Here, I would like to add the objectives of research. The very basic objectives of research, my dear students, you should know: to gain familiarity with a phenomenon or to achieve new insights into it. When you heard about a word, when you heard about a concept, how to gain familiarity with the concept? For example, I'll tell you, Rural Employment Program, the Prime Minister Rural Employment Program. For 150 days, for about 150 rupees a day, employment is given to the villagers through a central government scheme. You have heard about it, but only when you do research, you will know so many details about the purpose of the program and the objective of the program and the outlook of the program, practical execution of the program, outcome of the program, and how it is going to help poor people to come out of the clutches of poverty in villages of India. India is a country of villages. India lives in villages, and rural India is real India, where we have about 6,73,000 villages, and how to ensure employability of the village people without any infrastructure, without any technology, without any assured market. There was a researcher who introduced this Prime Minister Yojana, which has gone a long way now, and you cannot find poor people in villages today. At least for food, they have money now. So to gain familiarity with a concept or to learn the insights of the program or any concept, you have to go for research. Secondly, to display accurately the characteristics of a particular individual or situation or group, you have to do research. The research is able to accurately measure the outcome of a performance of a group of people or an institution for that matter. For example, as commerce students, you will be interested to know the profitability of a company. If you look into the solvency ratios, if you look into the other ratios, you can easily come out with the decision whether the company is going on profits or losses. The annual compound growth rate, which is a tool on your hands to measure the profitability, will tell you what is the exact percentage of profit the company has achieved over a period of time or year by year, for which research has to be done. They determine the frequency with which something occurs or it is associated with something else. Association of factors influencing the performance of companies can be done only with the help of research. For example, group dynamics. within an organization. You take the Silicon Valley of Bengaluru. Many youth who have a degree in engineering are available 24 hours for software services, and throughout the night they have been interacting with the international companies for business opportunities. BPO, business process outsourcing. What actually they do, they develop a kind of relationship with a partner in other part of the world and interact with the local company in India and create a relationship between them on an agreeable terms. And this is really a shot in the arm, which is possible only by way of doing research. And finally, a research is done to test a hypothetical question raised by an individual. When I tell you the price level of a commodity increases on the basis of the amount of demand for the commodity. Will you agree? When the demand goes up, the price goes up. This is an elementary concept which you will agree, because during Deepavali, you naturally went to the market and saw the cost of goods going up. And you can still agree with me that the cost of a commodity will go up only when there is a demand going up. But still, when you do research, you can find out there are some essential commodities whose price will not go up. For example, salt or rice or dal or oil. These commodities are essential commodities, will be available in abundance during all seasons, all the time. For example, I consume rice supplied by one supplier from Karnataka. The brand is called Nandi. Nandi brand of rice I am consuming, whose price never changes, or for the last 2 years, the price of the commodity is maintained almost the same, almost the same. If I tell you one fact, you will be surprised. The price level of one loaf of bread in 1917 was the same price level in 1971 in Russia. In 1917 October, the Russian Revolution came to an end. Lenin was alive, and Lenin told the price of a loaf of a bread should not change, and the government has maintained the price level for over 50 years. For 55 years, the price level was the same. Can you agree? This was possible only because of research. So, research is essential. Research is important. Unless you ask questions why and what for, you will not get a new thoughts, new ways of thinking, new life. You cannot get a betterment. Olden days, we used granite manual operating machines for grinding of idli stuff. Today we got idli grinder and tilting grinder, and more specifically called a machine called a mixer. It is all because of research. Ceiling fan, pedestal fan, and a foldable fan, everything has come to the market. So many new products have come to the market. So many new services have come. And today, who believed that a person sitting in Chidambaram on the East Coast can talk to people sitting in Bengaluru city through online? It is all because of research. Because research will help the mankind. The research will naturally help the human society for their own benefit. And there are different types of research. Descriptive research, Theoretically, you can go on talking about it, writing about it. Descriptive research, paragraph, essay, chapter by chapter. Theoretically, you can go on write like Ramayana, Mahabharata, descriptive research. And just opposite to this is called analytical research. This is another way. You have to analyze with the tools and measurements, and you can bring about results. There is one politician called Subramanya Swamy, who is having a party called Janata Party, who is a member of parliament, I think. He has been a student of Harvard University, USA. He submitted a PhD thesis for just 33 pages. All the 33 pages, he has written only the derivations and analytical research he did, for which he was awarded a PhD, which is a very commendable PhD. It is not to boast somebody, but analytical research has its own way of telling things in a nutshell. When descriptive research is lengthier, analytical researcher is sharp and sharp, can give you the results. There are some researchers called applied researchers. You have to apply the principles and do research about it to bring about the changes taking place over a period of time, and also the ultimate conclusions you can arrive. And the opposite to this applied research is called fundamental research, basic research. For the first time it is being done on that particular subject, a fundamental research. There are some researches called quantitative research, based on the statistical data, which is just against to another type of research called qualitative research. Only the behavioral aspects are taken for this kind of analysis. For example, if you go to Kilpauk Medical College, Chennai, the mentally retarded patients will be there. If you want to make a research there about the behavior of mentally retarded people and the personality traits of the female nursing assistants, the male nursing assistants, some doctors and nurses, qualitative research is very much appreciable. There are some researches called conceptual research. You take a concept and research about it and give results. For example, digital marketing. What is called online marketing? What is mobile marketing? What is network marketing? What is internet marketing? What is digital marketing? All the same concept. This concept is important. What do you understand by cashless banking? Cashless banking, a bank without cash. How can you imagine this? That means online banking, mobile banking, internet banking, net banking. Only through electronic mode it is done. So it is called e-bank. So the e-banking has been order of the day today. When currencies were withdrawn, demonetization was introduced. When Corona started affecting people, e-banking was the only solution. Without doing any research about it, how can you use it? There are some researchers called empirical research, and there are some other researchers called one-time or longitudinal research, and field setting or laboratory or simulation research. And there are some other researchers called exploratory research. For example, if you are going to find out the history of mankind, it is exploratory. Then historical research. What was the company Godrej India Limited 110 years ago? And what is Godrej India Limited today? What is called Tiscon in 1907? And what is called Tisco in 2020? It is all historical research. There are 4 different methods of doing research. One method is called case study method of research. Case, you take a particular business organization as a case and conduct research. That is case study research. Only one institution, from beginning to end, from inception to till date, you are analyzing different dimensions of its performance It is called a case study method. There is another method of research called a survey method, where you go around and meet people, gain opinion about some activity, some organization, some particular business performance or impact of some government scheme. And on survey, people give their opinion. Based on the opinion, you come to a conclusion. Majority opinion is taken as the right opinion, and that is called a survey method. The third important method of research called statistical method of research. You are following some statistical tools, and such statistical tools will help you to arrive at desired results. So derivations after derivations, with the support of many statistical applications, you will be able to arrive at some results like Ramanujam. You will have the ultimate benefit of it to give the results. The financial advisors of any company or any government are depending on the statistical method of research for the organization. In every district, there is a district statistics officer appointed by the central government to support and oppose the government schemes based on the statistical performance of such of those schemes. And lastly, there is the fourth method of research called interdisciplinary method of research. For example, psychology student and a commerce teacher can join together and do research, the psychological aspects of employees of a company. It is called interdisciplinary research. So, case study method of research, survey method of research, statistical method of research, interdisciplinary method of research are the four different methods followed in research. Now, how to conduct a research? How to do a research? What are the different stages in the process of research? Research process has about 9 or 10 steps, which I am going to tell you now. Formulation of a research problem. For example, as a student of commerce, you know the importance of labor. Labor working in unorganized sector. The labor who are in the railway stations, who are called coolies, the coolies of railway stations. So when they will be taking your luggages and coming out and handing over your luggages in the vehicles in which you want to live. What about the working performance or work-life experience of these porters? They are called porters. P-O-R-T-E-R-S. Porters means those who carry luggages from one place to another. The problem is they don't have assured employment. They don't have, for example, for the last 6 months, there was no train going here and there. All railway stations were closed. What happened to the life of porters? How did they live? How are they alive today? There is a problem. So you have to take a problem if you want to do research first. So formulation of research problem is the first step. Then extensive literature survey. The second step is what exactly is already stated about the life of porters in the newspapers, in the government reports, in the books, in internet. You search all the information and you gain the basic knowledge about porters for the last 100 years, for the last 50 years, for the last 25 years, for the last 5 years, how their lifestyle has changed over a period of time. So if you want to do the problems of porters in Bengaluru during COVID-19, you should know the historical background, for which you should have gone for extensive literature survey. This is called a literature review. Only after that, you can develop your own hypothesis. The third step is developing hypothesis. The developing hypothesis is the turning point in research, because later on you are going to test the hypothesis to prove it or to disprove it. Hypothesis is nothing but an assumption, a presumption, or a guess on the part of the researcher. And what type of assumptions and guess you can make? When porters don't have work in railway stations and the bus stations, they have work in their own landed property, or they can work as agricultural labor, or they can work as farm labor. Like that, you can create a hunch or a guess statement, which you can go and study. You can meet about 100 porters and you can ask them what they did. So the development of working hypothesis is the next step. Then preparation of a clear research design. What is a research design? I'm going to tell you later. A research design is the actual design, a blueprint of your research. For constructing a house, you have a blueprint. Similarly, for doing a research, you have a design, a blueprint. That will help you to go ahead with the entire business. Then sampling design. Sampling design means there are different scientific methods of selection of porters for your study, which is called sampling design. And you should choose the right size of samples. 100 porters you are going to see. If 100 porters means are you going to take women porters, or you are going to take 50 porters from Bengaluru, 50 porters from Mysore, and based on which you are going to conduct the study. So how your sampling design will help you, that you have to decide. Then collection of data, going straight and meeting people, collecting information, and recording it or documenting it. And the next step is analysis of data. Data analysis is the original work done by a researcher during the field of study that is going to make the study unique and different from all other studies made earlier. So, dear students, there are many statistical tools available for analysis of data and testing your hypothesis. And once you make a good analysis, you can get some results, which as per the next step, you have to draw interpretation and generalization. Once you infer some information about it and conclude, you can generalize, right? Porters in Karnataka or in major cities in Karnataka, when they did not get employment during COVID-19, they were engaged in their own farm activities or non-farm activities like road laying or mechanical work, like that. Somehow they found their own employability. Like that you can generalize. And finally, preparation of the thesis or report. Preparation of the thesis or report is the report based on which the entire academic community is going to appreciate your work. That is the culmination point. I used to tell my students, cooking is more important and still more important is serving. Cooking is doing research and serving is submitting a report. And the report must be in a very nice manner, readable, appreciable on the part of the reader. So take care of submission of your report. So these are the 10 stages which are called steps in research process. The entire research process depends on the review of literature, because you are going to create a new knowledge which is based on the existing knowledge. Earlier, everybody wrote down in their article that the porters in railway stations, porters in bus stations have been living only on serving the passengers. But the last 6 months has told us there are ways and means for them to live, even without services there in the railway station and bus stations. That is how you are going to study the existing literature with your new research report called thesis, your project report. You are going to give a new dimension to the existing social problem which you have taken for research. So a good literature review is to be critical of what has been written and identified areas of controversy, raising questions and bring out areas which need further research. That is called review of literature. What is called review of literature? You go through the existing literature, you identify the critical areas, questionable areas, controversies, and you raise questions why this kind of assumption has been there in the existing literature. I'm going to refute it. I'm going to change it. I'm going to give you a new theory for this. So I am going to do a research. That is the benefit of review of literature. So review of literature is done to define and state the limitations of research, to place the study in an historical perspective, to avoid unnecessary duplication of research. If already somebody had done it, it means why to repeat the same study again? So unnecessary duplication can be avoided. To evaluate promising research methods, there are research methods which are very good. To evaluate such methods, we can take a review of literature, and to relate our findings to previous knowledge and suggest areas for future research. It is all the important part of review of literature, and this can be done in 3 phases. Primary review, usually a report by the original researchers of a study, the correspondence, letters, diaries, memories, autobiographies, official and research reports, and these kind of things can be called a primary review. There is something called a secondary description or summary by somebody other than the original researcher. It is all called a secondary review. There is another thing called a conceptual or theoretical review, where papers concerned with the description or analysis of theories and concepts associated with the research topic itself are taken for review. These kind of reviews will help your study to stand on very strong footing, and the basement of the research can be strong only when the review of literature is strong. And coming to the good criteria of good research, if you want a research to be good enough, if somebody has to appreciate you, what type of a research it should be? A research should be systematic. It should be scientific. It must be based on some principles. It must be based on some established truth of knowledge. That is called a systematic research. Then a research report must be logical. There must be a relationship between one concept and the other concept. There must be continuity between one area of understanding to another area of understanding, so that it is called logical. And empirical, it must be new. It must be absolutely new. It must be for the first time done by somebody like you. And it must be replicable. Replicable means it must be generalizable. You should be able to generalize. You study about the porters in Bengaluru and generalize the same for the entire country, because COVID-19 is common for all. In all railway stations, in all bus stations, all porters, in all tourist centers, these porters have experienced the same problem. So whatever your findings can be replicable throughout for the country, entire country, for sometimes for the entire world. So systematic, logical, empirical, replicable are the essential criteria of a good research. But still, with all these things coming to our mind, some research works are not able to come out successfully because researchers face some problems. What are the problems of researchers? The absence of scientific training, the very limited interaction between the universities, lack of confidence on the part of the researchers, and overlapping research studies within a state, between the state and within a country, and the absence of secretarial assistance like typing, DTP work, etc. Non-availability of reliable data, and the problems of conceptualization. Digital marketing is assumed between two students in two different ways. That means concept of understanding is not clear. So there are some problems of researchers which stand in the way. What are the researchable areas in social sciences, rural health and family welfare, women and child development, rural development and social welfare, care for youth aged and physically disabled, preservation of traditional art and culture, program for further employment generation, calamity relief and assessment of rehabilitation, mental health and evaluation of social order, impact of government development programs, environmental hygiene, infant mortality, antenatal health care, abolition of child labor, rural water and sanitation. Like that, there are hundreds of areas which you have to think about it and know how best you can make use of it. Now I come to the stage of research design. What is a research design? A research design is the blueprint of a research from starting point to ending point. And within a research design, there are 4 areas very important called sampling design, observational design, statistical design, and operational design. I will go to the next area. What are the contents of research design? 10 aspects I would like to tell you to make a research design. This is called a research proposal, and this is the same thing which is followed by teachers when they submit research proposals. So research design is otherwise called a research proposal, and this research proposal is subject to evaluation by experts, and once the experts have agreed, this proposal can be followed up for action. Ultimately, you can achieve the goal. The first step is introduction and significance of the social issue. You take the problems of porters in railway stations. So you should introduce the subject matter, their economic background, their social background, the need for their betterment, better livelihood, which is part and parcel of a research design called introduction area or significance. The second important area in a research design is need, importance, and scope of research study. What is the need for research? How important it is? And what is the scope of the research on porters, which I am telling you as an example. The third area is review of literature, coverage, duration, and any gaps which you have to identify can be related to the lives of porters in the research design as the third important step. The fourth step is based on your literature review, based on the coverage, based on the duration and gaps, you are going to come down to researchable questions called statement of the problems and hypothesis. So it is a step-by-step process, which you are calling it as a research proposal or a research design. So based on the research problems, statement of the problems and hypothesis, for each problem, you can have one hypothesis, an assumption statement. Research objectives will be taken up. So only for research objectives, you are going to do research. That means the next step is research methodology. A research methodology stage, what you are going to say, what are the data you are going to use, whether primary data or secondary data. What is the period of study? What are the analytical tools you are going to use? What are the essential concepts you are going to study? What is the style of thesis writing you are going to present? They all belong to research methodology area and operational definitions. Operational definitions means the conceptual definitions. Next comes sampling frame and sampling technique adopted for collection of data. And once you decide your sampling frame and sampling technique, you have to go for a pilot study and pre-test. Actually, whether there is any problem at all with the porters, you are going to see yourself, which is called a pre-test or a pilot study. It is a formal testing of knowledge, whether it is true in the actual field of knowledge. Then limitations of the study, what for and how far you are not able to pursue the study, for what reasons you are not able to go around the entire state like that, you have to put your limitations of the study. And finally, the research design will end up with the chapter arrangements, how you are going to discuss all these matters in different chapters. First chapter, introduction. Second chapter on first objective. Third chapter on second objective. Fourth chapter on third objective. Fifth chapter on fourth objective. And then findings, conclusions, suggestions, and last chapter a summary, like that chapter arrangements. This is all about the research, an introduction to research. Now, as I told you, I am switching over to the research and development career in commerce. When you are a research scholar, what are your career opportunities, about which I am going to tell you in next 10 minutes. I will finish, and if there are any questions, you can discuss with me, and later on we can finish the program by 6:50 or so, because before 7 o'clock we have to wind up the session. Research and development career opportunities, it is the research that gives you the better opportunities throughout the world. All brain drain happens only in India. The better talents always leave outside the country and get employed around the world. If you go to Korea, Indians are working. If you go to Japan, Indians are working. United States, South Africa, Germany, England, or any other country like France, you go anywhere, Indians are there. Whom do they import? They import only better brains, not commons. So, research and development, better thinking ability, better analytical ability, better writing skills, better typing skills, better advisory skills, you can make a Kamala Harris, because the whole world is ours. The whole world is ours, because we are the oldest community in the world. The entire world was ours, and all others have come later on, and we were the first to come to this world. That is why even today, the whole world depends on Indians. And there is a statistics in in United States, out of any 3 computer operators, 1 is from India. And in India, out of every 3 computer operators, 1 is from Bengaluru or Karnataka, 1 is from Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, and 1 is from Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So without Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh combined, we cannot have any computer business in the world for business. You know what Bill Gates was telling Bush Jr. when he wanted Indians to be removed. He took permission from George Bush, that he will shift his company from United States to India for want of talents. So you are born talents, you are fit for research, and you have a wonderful, colorful career in research. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You can achieve it. In manufacturing sector, research and development is synonymous with product development. You are a marketing student. You can develop a product. That product is part and parcel of the manufacturing department of any company. So, as a student, if you have some new idea, you go there. You go and join the department and tell them you have a new idea. You can bring out a new product that will make a big market. and achieve things. When I was a student, I used to have a packet transistor to listen to cricket commentary. But today, you can see live cricket matches. When mobile phones were introduced, the Westerners told there is a world of people who are always interested in a packet radio, for whom we are introducing this packet computer that is going to make a big sales. But you know what happened after some time. India is the only country where we have 132 crore population, of which 120 crore people have a mobile phone, of which about 61 crores are Android phones. So research gives you a very good place in life and makes you a king of your own life. Research and development in pharmaceutical, where scientific research goes into molecules for creating a new drug. It is a big market. For example, from today, the Amazon Pharmaceuticals has been started, and it is going to launch sales of pharmaceutical products, drugs, medicines through online, first in Bengaluru city, your city. And Bengaluru city has been chosen by Amazon Pharmaceuticals to start selling medicines online, including herbal medicine. That means what? This is a new area of research. You can start similar companies to make your own thing. For example, cab business in Bengaluru is a very big introduction to the entire world. Earlier, cab business means without drivers you cannot do. But in Bengaluru, they have proved you can do cab business without a driver, because the customer will be a driver who will take a car and go around the city and come back and leave the car with the rent, pay and go. This system was introduced by your city. And the most important point I should tell you, the richest person in Bengaluru is a barber who has introduced a business of a chain store like barber shops, 3,000 barber shops in Bengaluru city owned by a single person, making lakhs of money a day as his income, and giving employment to around 10,000 people in city alone. So sky is the limit, my dear ladies and gentlemen. Research and development gives you a lot of career opportunities. Research and development in India across different industries has now evolved from technology transfer units to self-sufficient independent centers. Earlier, Indian companies were considered to be borrowers of technology from foreign countries. For a television, we have to borrow technology. For a car, we have to borrow technology. For any commodity, we have to borrow technology. But now, Make in India has come to India. Startup has come, Stand Up India has come. With that, we have new business coming up just like that. Registration of a company can be done in a single day, thanks to Modi ji for revamping the company law. And the registration of a company, if you submit the application at 10:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the afternoon with the company seal, they give you your company registered. You can start the business the same day. That kind of career opportunity is there in research and development. For example, I'll tell you about Mangalyan. Mangalyan is a major project for the entire country to be proud of against the world community. We were the third achiever reaching Mars with satellite Mangalyan. I have given you a picture of Team Mangalyan. Have you seen anybody, a great scientist like? No, all common ladies and gentlemen whose little contribution can make a big wonder. So Mangalyan is a team project. Mailsami Annadurai of Salem has been the project director. All the assistant directors and assistants and the scientists, they were all from various parts of India. The team has succeeded. For your level, you can be part of it, because today India doesn't buy any commodities from outside world for its DRDO projects. All projects are given on tender within India, and Indians can do it. That is how we are now doing it. how to get a research and development job in industry, for which one needs to have a technical background and also a strong inclination for technology. Because today is the world of technology. If you don't have inclination for technology, it is very difficult. For example, a mobile phone can be used for 1 lakh applications. I know only 10 or 15, but you know better than me. You know at least 200 applications you can use your Android phone. So such a technological inclination is required on the part of you. Then profile with the higher qualification like PhD has a significant demand. Not with BCom, not with even an MCom, you can join a research and development unit. But you should have a research degree at least to join. That is why this program has been initiated by the college. I thank Dr. Nagaraj sir for motivating the students to become researchers of future. And attractive opportunities are available in public sector undertakings. The entry is through the organization's own written examination. Every public sector organization like Hindustan Mission Tools, they have their own written test conducted everywhere. BHEL, you can join such of those organizations. In government sector, there are some real good research and development profiles offered by Indian Space Research Organization, DARC, DRDO, and these are pure play research and development organizations. In private sectors also, the automobile sector provides very good research and development profile. Maruti Suzuki is said to become Suzuki's first R&D development center outside Japan. So, research and development in Mercedes-Benz, in Ford, India Limited, General Motors are spending heavily in developing research and development in India, while Tata and Mahindra already have fully functional research and development divisions. So, the growth in research and development opportunities can be seen in the electronics industry also with Samsung, Siemens, Motorola, and ST Microelectronics and other companies that have their research and development centers in India. To become a part of research and development, one should target those profiles at the start of one's career. Loyalty pays. Think long term. So once you join, your life must be dedicated. And research and development in every organization has its own unique culture. And finally, before I finish, I would like to summarize career for commerce researchers in India. If you take public sector undertakings and multinational corporations, business consultancy unit heads positions are given for good researchers. If you take joint ventures, both private, government and public sector, joint sectors, joint ventures, project evaluation authorities, project managers, project heads, and such employability is available for you. If you take the union government, they offer you position in planning commission as members of planning commission at a different level. Planning commission member means not at the top of it. At a different levels, they have different categories of work to plan about. Because planning for a nation is a very big thing in which rural, urban, and railways, airways, waterways, like that, there are different sections. Hundreds of sections are there. For each and every section, they need employable graduates. And if you take state governments, they take economic advisors for various fields of activities. With all these things, you have your own stamp. You are a good person. You are made of your conduct and character. You are made of your own behavior. And such a behavior, such a conduct, such a character is going to make you a very big personality in future. You have a wonderful future. You are born to succeed. You are born to achieve. You are born to be a king of your own society. The only thing is your commitment and sufficient knowledge to lead your life is important. So avoid deviations for short-term happiness. Attain the glory for your long-term happiness with your very strong foundations of character, conduct given by your parents. Always remember your parents. Always respect your teachers. Always salute your educational institution. Always pray for your country and achieve something for the country. Attain something for your state and do something for your educational institution. Always be helpful to your teachers and always be loyal to your parents, without whom you are no more a person at all. So you are a person today because of your parents, because of your teachers, because of your college and educational institutions, for which you are always bound to be loyal. That will make you a real personality eligible for any type of employment in future. May God bless you all. And I thank Mr. Nagaraj sir and all the team of Research Forum Vicharana in SSMRV College. Especially I thank our respected Principal G, Dr. Shri Anil Kumar, for his very humble way of introducing himself. He is a towering personality, I know, but he speaks to you like your own brother or sister. That is a great boon for you, my dear teachers and students. I wish you all good luck. May God bless you all. Meet you tomorrow. Thank you for the patient listening. Good luck to you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Meet you tomorrow, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Shall I wind up?
Yes, sir. Gokul?
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
Just a minute, sir. Yeah.
Sir, if any queries are there from the participants, if any questions, you can kindly put it in the chat box.
No, I am ready to answer anyone.
Yes, sir, it is. We are very pleased to listen to you with your day-to-day examples, which you used were very simple, which were understandable by any layman. You made research understandable even to a layman so easier. For that, we are very thankful to you, sir. Your motivational speech has motivated us towards research. I hope all the students are also so interestingly listened to you and had the knowledge what you had shared with us.
Thank you so much for your nice words.
Thank you, sir.
I am not yet grown.
It shows your simplicity.
So humble.
Thank you so much, sir. I request our HOD, Dr. Nagaraj sir, to take over and give the closing remarks.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening, all. Thank you very much, sir, Professor Ilangovan, sir. It was so generous of your words and so humble. It shows the character of yours and the way, the stature of yours. It's really rare to find a person with such humbleness. Just coming back to, just to give a closing remarks of today's program. I understand that research cannot be taught at once. Within 1.5 hours, you can only get a flavor of it. And the continuation of that would happen in the tomorrow's session. With regard to the academic club, it's an initiative that is being taken just to bring in a sort of sensitize the students and to bring a sort of research culture into the student fraternity. Of course, the research might not be so appealing, but that is might be an old school of thought. But to disprove that, we have seen that the students membership, around 80 students from our college who have registered to be a member of the research club. So this shows that there is, though it is an old school school of thought, still the interest in the interest that is shown by the institution, shown by our principal, make the students also get into a sort of a research mode. Of course, this is a very small step, sir. We might not work in terms of a research center, but it's a very small step that we are taking up. Of course, it would be a giant leap in the future. I appreciate the students who have taken up this to be a member of the research club, and I really want to thank our principal. See, this is one thing that we all have to be doing it from all corners. Every teacher says that, because he is the one who always supports with whatever the initiative that we take to him. So this was a sort of the brainchild of all these things is Dr. Anil Kumar sir. So thank you very much. So your support has made the reality. Of course, since your inception as a principal, the consistency in which you are pursuing all the faculty members to take up the research. So of course, we have shaped into a very small thing. Let us see how it will transpire. And I also appreciate all the efforts of the research team of the Department of Commerce, headed by Dr. Shobha, who is the coordinator, Dr. Shalini, Rupalata madam, Vijay Lakshmi madam, Bharati, Dr. Padma, and of course our friend of all of us, Mr. Gokul. So thank you very much. Thank you, Principal sir. Thank you, the resource person, Ilangovan sir. It was excellent. Sort of orating the whole research within the squeezed into 1.5 hours. Thank you very much. Over to you, Bharti madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Now I would like to request Padma ma'am to take over and conclude with a vote of thanks.
Yeah, good evening to all. I am Dr. Padma Ram, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce. I will start with a quote by Neil Armstrong. Research is creating new knowledge. Yes, research and development cannot be taught. It can only be done. It is a great pleasure for me to say a few words at the end of this workshop on behalf of the Research Club Organizing Committee. I would like to express my gratitude to our beloved principal, sir, Dr. S. Anil Kumar sir, who built character, inspired a dream of a research club in our college, which is encouraged by our HOD, Dr. M.S. Nagarajan sir, that builds the confidence for the team heading by Dr. Shobha ma'am, instills a lot of learning and development in research. On this day, our resource person, Dr. Ilangovan, Professor, Department of Commerce, Annamalai University, who provides insight knowledge and thought-provoking address about the research. I thank organizing committee, students, faculty of various colleges for active participation. In continuance of this workshop tomorrow, we have a very interesting session by our resource person, Dr. D. Ilangovan sir, in topic Basics of Writing a Resource Article. I request all participants join the same time by a new link which will be sent by our team tonight. Please join the session and enrich the knowledge of research. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Gokul, for coordination.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Meet you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good night. Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night. Good night, sir.
Thank you.